is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
This
Just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Tuesday, everybody. Everybody feel eye contact?
Yes.
Do I feel the same height?
We're all leveled out.
Because
I feel
before
good.
the show, we're always like musical chairs up and down. But I feel good now. I feel like we're all on a level playing field.
Great.
Do you feel like that has an advantage? I definitely do. Like if someone's in a higher position than you and you're down here, like talking down to you,
I think
it's definitely a dynamic.
Do you know that every time between two presidents, the taller one wins between the final candidates? Like for
There's
840,
definitely
it's
something
always
to
the
that.
taller one that will win the presidency.
Really?
Yeah.
I think there's something to that. Like
I get the dynamic. I didn't know that it was
visual,
presidential.
Just like there haven't been too many like bald presidents, right? And I don't think that our shortest president was like 5'9". It's weird. It's a thing.
How many presidents wore a monocle?
Rutherford B. Hayes.
Yeah, one did,
Just
right?
one guy.
What about Roosevelt?
Franklin or Teddy? Teddy did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, so
you're right.
that's two.
Yeah, that's two.
All right, let's get to it. If anybody's there, my mom might still be there. Judy's there. Yeah, that's
Judy.
it. All right, so two celebrity couples have called it quits. First up, Ariana Grande and Dalton Gomez are officially ending their 2-year marriage. Speculation of their breakup started when Ariana was spotted at Wimbledon this past weekend without her ring on. Ooh. And Sofia Vergara and Joe Manganiello are also calling it quits after 7 years of marriage. In a statement to Page 6, the couple said, "We have made the difficult decision to divorce as two people that love and care for one another very much. We politely ask for respect for our privacy at this time as we navigate this new phase of our lives." Sofia posted pictures celebrating her 51st birthday in Italy with friends with no ring and no Joe in sight. Yeah. And she even had this cryptic post that says, "When life gives you lemonades, you come to Italy to squeeze them." I'm sure a lot of people are excited that she came to Italy to squeeze her lemons.
That's right.
They probably are.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was in Ravello. They also have a picture of, she posted, Julie Bowen, her co-star from Modern Family, posted, "This is what single and hot looks like," right under her picture, and we can't show because it's too cute. But you can see that her circle has come together to back her up. She's ready to mingle. She's ready to show off some thirst traps, and people are drinking it.
Yeah.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
I think it also goes to show that celebrities, they're just like us.
Yeah.
The way that people found out that I was divorcing when I got divorced almost a decade ago, which is crazy to think, was that I stopped wearing my wedding ring, and I worked in an NBA arena, so it was a little bit more obvious.
Right.
And then people started asking questions, but at that point, like, it wasn't a story in my life like that anymore. It was more like just the way things were. So anytime you're obviously a much bigger public figure, that second wind or second wave is it's a little different than the first wave.
I want to ask you guys, because it's weird. I don't know if I have an opinion because I don't think there's a right or wrong way to handle this. But as soon as you get divorced, is it cool that your next picture is a thirst trap?
I think apparently, I hear what you're saying, but there's two.
I'm not anti.
I know, I agree
pro.
with you.
I'm just like,
I feel the ick factor a little bit, but one, she's a public figure when her body and a visual image is important to her brand, and two, I think this happened a while ago for them, and we are now finding out about that. Much like to Erica's point, she's in a very different phase. She's in Ravello. She's making lemons. She's squeezing them, and I don't think it's new. I don't think it's fresh.
I don't think that's a question that needs to be answered, to be quite honest, because when people have autonomy over themselves, which we all should, it shouldn't matter whether you're in a relationship, not in a relationship, getting into one or getting out of one. Like, I don't think being expressive with yourself in that way means anything about your respect or lack thereof to your former partner.
I wasn't saying it was disrespectful. I was just saying, there's certain things that just like, first of all, no, let me take that back. I do think there was a 7-year relationship that should be respected here. So I was wondering, is it like the very next picture? I'm not talking about her.
Let's just agree she looks fantastic.
Hasn't it been respect?
I mean,
she's not like she went on there and said, like, blank to my ex-husband. I mean, how do you know that the 7-year relationship wasn't respected just because she posted a photo of herself?
No, I'm saying it was respected. That's what I'm... Yeah, I'm saying that it was to be respected, so should that next picture be a picture that needs to be covered with a black square?
Let's fight about this next story. How about that? She looks fantastic. All right. A fan who was scolded by Miranda Lambert during her concert is speaking out. Yesterday, we showed you the moment when Miranda stopped her concert to tell a group of women to sit down and stop taking selfies. Well, that fan is now speaking out. She told NBC News and GMA, both outlets, I feel like she was determined to make us look like we were young, immature, and vain, but we're just grown women in our 30s to 60s trying to take a picture. Now, some say that she was taking, or she says she only took a 30-second picture, but other people say she was taking multiple pictures with the flash on throughout the concert and distracting Miranda and everyone else around her. So who do you think is in the right? Yesterday, I kind of blamed Miranda. Now, I'm totally on Miranda's side, and I'm against this fan. First of all, why is GMA and big outlets speaking out? I want to hear what you guys think first.
Well, let's get some evidence on your side before we all judge. Let's take a look at a previous concert in which Miranda Lambert shows a little, you decide on this. This is when a beach ball came into her concert. Take a look at this. She pops the beach ball. So she clearly doesn't like to be distracted during her concerts. I find beach balls at concerts a very normal thing. So I'm still on the side of the people who paid their good money to take whatever pictures they want. If she's distracted by flashes, she shouldn't be a celebrity. That's what happens when you're a celebrity.
I don't know. They say no flash photography when you're at concerts and things like that. And if you're next to somebody and they're taking constant pictures
I agree.
all the time.
But an usher could have come over, or security, and say, hey, no flash photography. For her to stop the concert and ruin it for other people who spent their money seems a little selfish.
I want to hear what you guys think. I just don't like people, and especially nowadays, that they're the victims when they cause the problem. You're the one who caused the problem by taking multiple pictures and distracting the artists as well as probably everyone around you. And finally, Miranda's like, hey guys, stop doing that. You're at a concert. Now you're the victim and you're talking to GMA. She's an influencer, by the way. So this is right up her alley. This is what she wants. Now GMA and other big outlets are coming to you to ask for your opinion about what a celebrity thinks about you. I don't know. I don't like how this script got flipped here.
Erica, what are your thoughts? Because I have something.
I said that I don't think that either one of them did anything wrong, to be honest. We may not like that they took photos at the concert. You may not like that she stopped down to address it. They both made decisions based on their ability to pay for a ticket or their ability to get people to pay for a ticket. I'm not mad at either one.
What if you were standing next to the people that were taking multiple photos? Would that distract you from the concert? Because you guys both paid equal money for those tickets.
Sure. I mean, yeah, but the fact that this happened to me is like a part of a show that's not going to happen in any other city. It's unique to this experience is what I'm saying. When you go to a live show, that's a part of it.
Right.
Something might happen in that amphitheater, arena, or whatever, that's going to be unique to your experience.
I don't know. I don't know when you're paying for a ticket that you want something that's going to be uniquely bad for your experience. Like if I paid for a ticket, I remember I went to go see a comic that I liked years ago, and there was this group of women that were talking, and I remember thinking, because I'd never watched a comedy show from the audience really, I remember thinking how frustrated I was because I literally could have been backstage, but I wanted to see it from the house. And how frustrated I was, and I couldn't have, and I'm very conscious of that because sometimes when people are talking, I'll ask the table next to them, are they distracting you? You'll just see the people like give a very stern they feel it, but people don't feel empowered to say anything.
That's why there's also ushers and security to take care of that situation, and which should be set up for your venue. It shouldn't be up to me, Miranda Lambert, to control that. In my opinion.
All right, we'll continue this on YouTube in the break. We'll be right back.
DBL. This show is amazing.
There's a lot going on down here.
I would have been part of the Mile High Club.
Yeah.
So on point.
But I'm going to have a conversation about what's happening now.
Oh, gotcha.
Am I moving down? Yeah. I do think there's a difference between like a couple hundred people in the audience and like thousands of people. The expectation's a little different. But I will say, with that being said, I went to the Craig Robinson show on Saturday at Comedy Works, and that's about a 300-person venue. and my husband and I walked in. The lights had just gone down, and we were escorted to our area. And there's like a booth situation in the back. Well, it was very dark, and our eyes had not quite adjusted. So I thought that the booth was an actual seat that went all the way around the circle. But really, it was just a booth in the back of the circle. So I went to sit down, and there was no seat.
Oh no.
Whoops, sorry. And I ended up like kind of falling to the side and leaning on where the seat was. But I was wearing this really silky dress, so I slid.
Did you fall? You fell through the back?
Footage of this.
No, because we were all the way in the back, and we were in the last. Thank God we were in the last seat, because there was no reason for anybody to look back at us. But the lady who escorted me in was like so mortified. She thought I was hurt, but I could not stop laughing because it was so I was like basically like this, but tilted, and I just slid.
30 seconds. That's great. Gosh. That's great.
Welcome back to DBL. Lisa Marie Presley's cause of death has raised questions about the safety of about certain weight loss surgeries. So Lisa Marie died of a bowel obstruction caused by a bariatric surgery she had years ago. So the autopsy also found opioids in her system. According to the report, she had complained about abdominal pain the morning she died. So we have Dr. Pyle Coley here today to give us some insight to all this. And if you guys don't know, you don't watch, we film multiple shows here at Daily Blast Live. This is Dr. Pyle Coley, our in-house doctor, so please welcome her to our late night show. Doc, thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Join
Such
us
a
late
pleasure
night.
to be here. Yes.
Dr. Coley after dark.
Yes.
You know?
There we go.
Okay.
Or maybe sundown.
Sundown.
Whatever time we're
Dusk.
watching.
Dusk.
Yeah.
Okay. So, Dr. Coley, what is bariatric surgery, and who is it intended for?
So bariatric surgery, guys, is a weight loss surgery, and it's really intended for people who have morbid obesity and they can't lose weight the natural way. So they can't, the diet, the exercise is not getting the weight off either quickly enough or not getting them to their desirable body weight. And I'm sure you've heard of gastric bypass, gastric sleeves, Roux-en-Y surgery. These are all different types of bariatric surgeries. These are abdominal surgeries, so it requires kind of opening up your abdomen, rearranging the plumbing. There are some laparoscopic options where they can go in and kind of staple the stomach or put a rubber band in the stomach to shrink the size of it. But there's many different ways to do bariatric surgery.
So how about the complications years after, like she had? Is this common?
It's incredibly uncommon to have what Lisa Marie had, but it is common to have scar tissue in the abdomen after bariatric surgery. So this is really after any kind of abdominal surgery, whether it's your appendix or your gallbladder.
I had this after my appendix, some scar tissue that hurts. Yeah.
Yeah. So 9 out of 10 people will have scar tissue, which is called adhesions. And think about it like almost like a mesh of scar, because as your belly is healing, you start to put down scar tissue. Now your intestines, which are long and windy, can get sort of caught in that mesh. They can sort of get tangled in that mesh of scar tissue. And that's what a small bowel obstruction is. Now, if they get tangled and they get stuck to the point that their blood supply is being choked off, that's called strangulation. So 9% of people will have small bowel obstruction after abdominal surgery, but having a strangulation is highly uncommon because most of the times when you have symptoms, you go to the doctor, they do a little operation, release the intestines, and you should really recover from a small bowel.
So very quickly, what are the signs and symptoms of the bowel obstruction? What is it?
You know, if the food's not going down, Tori, where is it coming?
It's coming up.
Wow.
So nausea, vomiting, abdominal pain, because there's pain when those bowels get tangled. You can get bloating because those bowels get distended. You can get constipation or obstipation, which means you're not passing any stool from below. And opioids, which Lisa Marie was probably taking because she had pain, can actually worsen the problem because they put the gut to sleep.
Oh, Doc, you got to come back.
Doc, welcome to the show. Hopefully we have you back on this hour or half hour, whatever it is. All right. Thanks, Doc. DBL Nation, be sure to check out Dr. Coley's podcast, Heart of Medicine. You can find it wherever you get your favorite podcast. Thanks again, Doc. We'll be right back.
So much info. Thank you.
How do very good pups get through very hot days? Sometimes with a splash.
It can be great exercise. It can be a good way for them to cool off as well. But there are definitely some dangers that go along with it.
Our pet experts agree swimming is a great activity for dogs who can swim.
You would think the doggy paddle will come innately, but some dogs, it doesn't click.
The American Kennel Club says short-legged or long-bodied dogs tend to struggle in the water, but even those bred for swimming prowess should be introduced to the water with care. The ASPCA warns to never throw or force a dog into the water, but guide them gently. Dogs can learn to swim.
And it may take a few tries of just holding your arms underneath them until they start to actually get that paddle.
Well-fitting floaties can give a dog some confidence. Life jackets are always recommended on motorboats. They may be furry, but water can be too cold for pets. Get out and get dry if they are shivering or if their tail goes limp. Provide pets with plenty of fresh drinking water to deter them from sipping where they swim.
Salt water can definitely be life-threatening. If they ingest enough of it, it would cause pretty rapid dehydration.
Currents in the ocean and rivers can be dangerous for pets and people. Chlorine in pools is safe, but AKC recommends a post-swim ear toweling to prevent dampness and infections. Ponds and lakes can carry harmful blue-green algae or leptospirosis. If they're acting at all abnormally after a swim trip, contact your vet immediately.
You know your pets better, and so if they seem off, then that's enough for me to investigate.
Our dogs are like family, so supervise them around water like family and keep swim sessions short. The AKC recommends taking breaks every 10 minutes to keep them from wearing themselves out. With your Verify, I'm Abby Larico.
Welcome back. If you're like us, you've been a fan of the Goo Goo Dolls since the 90s with hits like Iris and Slide. Earlier, we spoke with frontman John Resnick, and he caught up with us right after we were talking about the story where cocaine was found at the White House. We had a little fun with the story. Take a look.
Please welcome to the show one of our favorite singers and songwriters, John Resnick.
How's it going?
John, so excited to have you here. I actually read that the Goo Goo Dolls' first album, it was put together for $750. Now, I want to know, where did most of that money go towards?
To buying cocaine to take to the White House.
What an answer. What an answer.
The mystery is solved.
Perfect.
You were listening.
It was mine.
That's amazing.
It was there during the Clinton administration. They just found it. I want it back.
I think we got to the bottom of that.
See, that's why we cover stories like that on this show. We get to the bottom of things. Yep. So we appreciate it.
I'm here to help. Always.
All right. Well, I got to ask you this. The core members of the Goo Goo Dolls have always been you and Robbie Takek since the beginning. So take us back to that moment when you knew that he was going to be the perfect bandmate.
We were hanging out. I was just out of high school, and then I met Robbie. I was playing in a punk rock band with his cousin Paul, and who's a state senator now in Ohio.
Oh, wow.
And we were hanging out, and we just decided that he and I had some sort of connection with each other, and then so we decided to go do our own band, and we've been together ever since. So
love that. So you're about to kick off the Big Night Out tour, and the band has been playing shows for decades across the globe. So what are some of the wildest things that you've seen on tour?
Oh boy.
Well, some of the wildest things that I've seen on tour. Well, one time I played inside the bowl of a dormant volcano, and it started to rain, and the bowl started to fill up. So, somebody tried to kill me. I mean, we were in a plane crash in Sicily. Whoa. That was pretty crazy. It's just there's a million of them. I could go on for hours.
I'm sure.
Glossing over plane crash, that means there's a lot of other things on that list.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to talk about this new single, Run All Night. It is such a great ballad, and I have to say it feels so personal. So what inspired you to write this song?
I think that it was just sort of just looking at where my life is at now. I'm at a certain point in my life where it's like, oh, more of my life is behind me than ahead of me. And it sort of struck me as being like, well, you better go for it. You better try to keep things together and, live your life. That's basically what the song is about. Just live your life. Just be happy.
I love it.
John, a lot of people say breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Would you say your day starts with Special K?
Well, there's a bunch in the back.
A lot of times at night it ends with Special K.
Well, that was full circle.
Red strawberries in it?
Yeah.
Dying. They don't get cooler than you. Maybe they should get your tickets. No, they don't. Get your tickets to the Goo Goo Dolls Big Night Out Tour now at googooDolls.com. And as we leave, let's hear their new single, Run All Night. Thank you so much, John. You've been such a treat. We appreciate you. Congratulations.
Come back. Enjoy the tour.
We'll be right back.
Contact someone at the White House. Let them know what I want my stuff back.
Yeah, we uncovered it.
It was John. We found the culprit.
Aspartame is an artificial sweetener and is most commonly used as a sugar substitute in foods and beverages like diet drinks. But is it safe for you to consume? Open any article and you may find conflicting information. We took these concerns straight to the experts. Our source is Dr. Danielle Wyckoff, Director of Tox Strategies, Health Science Practice, and Dale Shepard, MD, an oncologist with the Cleveland Clinic. Wyckoff noted aspartame is used in many food products a lot of people might not even know contain it.
It can also be in chewing gums, yogurts, and other food types.
Wyckoff says it's a relatively simple compound that our body is able to metabolize quickly. And despite it being in a bunch of things, Wyckoff says the study shows aspartame is okay to ingest in moderation.
This means that globally, regulatory agencies charged with evaluating food safety continue to consistently conclude that aspartame is a safe food ingredient.
Dr. Shepard says the agency has 4 categories it uses to rank items for safety. Aspartame now falls into the possible carcinogenic to humans category, which means it ranks below known carcinogens like alcohol and tobacco. The agency says this falls under this particular classification because more research is needed to prove its harm. So our experts say consuming aspartame is generally safe, but too much of anything isn't good.
I think the bottom line is that we don't have good evidence that you should go to your refrigerator and clear it of all the diet sodas. Drink diet sodas in moderation.
Dr. Shepard says it's safe to consume 40 milligrams of aspartame per kilogram of body weight a day. So this means an adult who weighs 154 pounds would need to drink more than 9 to 14 cans of Diet Coke with aspartame a day to go over the acceptable daily intake. With your Verify Fact Check, I'm Megan Bragg.
At some point, many of us have thought about how we'd like to bury a loved one when they pass. A viral TikTok with more than 2 million views claims anyone can be buried at sea if they follow a few simple rules. But is it really that easy? Let's verify. Are burials at sea legal? Our sources are the Environmental Protection Agency and the Marine Protection, Research, and Sanctuaries Act. Burials on the open ocean are regulated by the federal government, but the rules are pretty loose. For cremated remains, the EPA says you just need to go 3 miles offshore in a U.S. flagged vessel. If you're burying a body, then the same rules apply, but you also need to make sure the water is at least 600 feet deep, except in some parts off the coast of Florida and Louisiana, where you need to go even deeper. You'll also need to weigh the body down so it doesn't float. The EPA recommends using a metal casket with holes that's held underwater with steel chains. Once the burial is over, you must then notify the EPA within 30 days. So, yes, burials at sea are legal. In 2020, the EPA estimates more than 2,500 Americans were buried in the ocean. There are different rules for burials in rivers, lakes, and bays, which are regulated by state governments. With Nor Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome back. We've got some great products from our friends at MorningSave. Check them out. All right, Erica, what do you have cooking up for us today?
Well, I'm glad you asked, Big Jeff, because I know how much you like to cook, and I know DBL Nation does too, and we're so excited to show you all of these deals today, and believe me, we have some great ones. First up, we've got the OXO Good Grips Pro 10-piece cookware set. These have a 3-layer German-engineered non-stick coating for years of performance using less oil. Now, normally, this is $300, but we've got it for $129.99. That's a savings up to 57%. Next up, we've got the 3-pack Luminara outdoor moving flame pillars with a remote control. Now, these water-resistant candles will avoid fire hazards without compromising on ambience, lighting, or style. Normally, this is $90, but today we've got it for just $24.99. That's a savings of up to 72%, Jeff. Also, you are really windy where you live, and this flame will never exterminate. How about that?
I like that. That's a great point. What else we got, Erica?
So we've got the 3-pack Maidenform Flexi's smoothing shaper with cool comfort. These shapers give generous coverage while remaining seamless under clothes. Now, normally these are $30 each, but we've got this 3-pack for $19.99. That's a savings up to 78%.
At that price, seems good to me.
And our last product is the Cobalt X adjustable 2-in-1 smartphone tablet stand. This deal includes one stand that you can clamp onto your kitchen counter, desk, and even the treadmill, Big Jeff. Normally this is $30. Now we've got it for $10. That's a savings of up to 67%.
Wow, Erica, this is great for the kids when you're in a car or they're laying on the couch. I think this is a product that I have to have. So everybody, head on over to morningsave.com to snag these amazing deals at the lowest prices, or you can even scan the QR code on your screen to take you directly to these products on MorningSave's website. Erica, thank you so much. That was fun. Wow, I would say scan that QR code, but they're already sold out of everything. Erica.
I mean, best.
Well,
you guys are a great duo. I don't know if that's a Chicago thing, but just like your vibe is just so different.
Yo!
It felt good.
Okay.
It felt good.
Yo!
What happened?
MorningSave is mine. I will MorningSave it to
No.
you.
We know you steal all the products. We're talking about advertising the products.
I don't steal them.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow, guys.
Bye.